Hello, my name is Ken Honborg and I will be presenting an instructional video as part of the Provincial Instructor Diploma Program, Course 3230, Evaluation of Learning with Instructor Doug Major. We'll be reviewing focused autobiographical sketches, which is an informal classroom assessment strategy found in the text Classroom Assessment Techniques by Angelo and Cross. To begin, I will explain the strategy. A focused autobiographical sketch is a short 1 or 2 page summary of an important learning event in the student's past. It should contain a limited focus and relate directly to the educational goals of the program. It is a formative instrument that also provides the instructor with the opportunity to gain an insight into the levels of self-awareness and reflectiveness of the students in the class. The main goal of this informal assessment strategy is to provide the instructor with a starting point, a reference that he or she can use to modify the curriculum and adjust the level of instruction, if required. It can also serve as a benchmark to compare students' work later in the program for grading purposes. In what context will this strategy work best? Well, the strategy is best suited for courses designed to improve student self-awareness and confidence. It can also be used to improve self-assessment. Introductory courses and programs likely to cause high anxiety are ideal candidates for this strategy. Courses relating to mathematics, science, and public speaking are examples. Focused autobiographical sketches also generate positive results with underprepared learners and adult learners returning to college. Due to the time required to write and analyze the results, they are most effective when used with very small classes. In terms of instructional goals and how this strategy should be applied, 8 factors from the teaching goals inventory developed by Angelo and Cross are related to the focused autobiographical sketch. Excuse me. The list of goals include developing a lifelong love of learning, leadership skills, a commitment to personal achievement, improving self-esteem and self-confidence, and develop a commitment to one's own values, cultural, emotional health and well-being, develop respect for others, and develop a capacity to make wise decisions. The procedure to implement this process is as follows. Step 1, determine the primary focus of the autobiographical sketch and how this will relate to the student's personal experiences. Make sure you limit the focus and ensure the topic is directly related to course goals and educational objectives. Include further limitations such as time period or specific areas of their lives, professional, academic, or interpersonal. Prepare a scoring guide and list of assessment criteria to make sure that you can effectively evaluate the student responses. And construct very explicit instructions that the subject matter of this sketch is as limited as possible. This will assist the instructor when comparing the responses, since subject matter of the personal experiences will be varied. What are the limitations of this strategy? Well, some students may not be skilled at the task of writing critical, reflective prose and may require further training before this strategy can produce quality results. Short essays can also be difficult and time-consuming to grade. Intangible, often unrelated experiences are difficult to judge in terms of quality of the experience and how much a particular student learned during the experience. What are the advantages? Well, informal student feedback techniques are formative assessment methods that can help an instructor monitor learning throughout the semester. They answer questions such as, was my teaching effective, or what is still confusing to the students, and how can I improve the teaching and learning in this course? Informal feedback techniques are especially useful for providing information for improvement when appropriate learning is not occurring. Focused autobiographical sketches provide data on the range and diversity of the student's past, experiences, and self-awareness. This can also lead to an insight into the emotional intelligence of each of the students. Instructors can also focus on student experiences related to the course goals and curriculum. What are some best practices for this strategy? Well, to maximize student participation, you should explain the purpose of the assessment and encourage them to participate, providing an explanation that the information will be used to gauge the collective level of understanding of the class as it relates to the material in the course. It may also promote student participation. Provide a clear, concise question so that you increase the focus of the responses. The assignment wording is crucial to ensure the students are able to focus on a specific instance. Lack of a clear direction will promote vague and varied responses, further increasing the difficulty of obtaining useful results. Following is an example of a well-written assignment question. Write 1 or 2 pages, not more, relating and discussing a recent experience in which you exercise leadership in a public context and learn something significant about leadership from your success. Focus not only on what you learned, but also on how and why you learned about leadership from that particular experience. What does it suggest about learning and how to lead? This question includes very precise wording and limits the responses to a very narrow focus on what they learned about leadership. A clear correlation to the course curriculum. It also ensures content, validity, and reliability. The student responses should also be kept confidential. How will it provide feedback to the learners? Well, it's important that learners receive feedback on the assignment as soon as possible. They're central to the learning process and will be able to use the feedback to improve their own self-assessment techniques. Creating a scoring rubric that can easily be explained to the students so they know how their work will be assessed. The reliability and validity of the results will be improved with a well-constructed question that limits the focus of the responses. Ask that they consider a specific situation where they remember learning a significant lesson in relation to the material in the course. When analyzing the data, it's best to categorize the responses so the data can provide useful information to improve the focus of the class. Dividing the responses into relevant and non-relevant material as it relates to course content is one suggestion. You may also rate the responses in terms of quality or intensity of the experiences encountered, or the level of self-awareness and critical reflection that was achieved in the response. Make sure you provide feedback as soon as possible. The earlier they are aware of a problem, the more quickly they can begin to improve their work. Self-assessment is also a major component to this process. Thank you for your interest in the topic of focused autobiographical sketches. I hope this information can assist you in your future classroom assignment activities. Thank you.